Hey guys, and welcome back to today's video. Today I wanted to share with you my DIY farmhouse nightstands. I really wanted to go and buy some new nightstands, but they are so expensive, and for this style they can run for even over $200 a nightstand. So of course I wanted to just redo the ones I already had. They were pretty beat up, pretty gross, had a lot of stains, and just really needed some love. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I achieve these nightstands, then go ahead and keep watching. The first thing I did was just really clean them really well. So I just took a spray cleaner, the one from Myers, and I just went ahead and sprayed them down and wiped them down with paper towel. Now this did not do enough, so I actually took a sand block and just started to sand all over the nightstand. And this was the only way I got some of those stains off. And without taking off all the paint, it just left it looking really white and brand new. And you guys can really tell a difference when you put up the clean one versus the old one. And I do have a shot of that, so I'll show that here too. But it just makes so much of a difference when you clean it up and just make it look really nice. It just can look brand new. So try to definitely work with something you guys already have before you go out and buy something new. So I went ahead and picked up this wood that I'm using here from Home Depot. It was one giant piece of wood, but I had them cut it into the dimensions that I needed. So I did one piece of wood, but I had them cut it into 6 pieces, so I used 3 pieces of wood per nightstand. And the way I did this was I started with wood glue, and I would just put that on the bottom and then press it onto the top, and then directly after using the wood glue to set them on top, I then used a drill with some screws and just mounted these directly onto the nightstand, and it just worked out really, really well. And the wood was kind of splitting when I was drilling the wood into the nightstand, so be careful of that. Just take your time and go really slow. If you go too fast, they will split a lot more than what you're going to want them to. So the stain that I'm using here, it is in the color Ebony. This is from a Home Depot near me, and I'm just so happy with the color. I just really am glad that I didn't choose like a cherry color. I wanted like a dark gray charcoal-ish color, so I'm just really happy with it. I'm just really glad how it turned out. After staining the wood on both nightstands, I just detached the attachment that I was using from the drill and attached on a different one, so that way I could pre-drill some holes for the handles for the front of the drawers. And to do this, you might want to ask someone if you don't know what they are. I don't know what they're called, I just know what they look like. So I don't know, you guys might need to ask for help on that one, but I'm just going to pre-drill these holes so that way when there's a hole in the front of the drawer, the screws can go through it for the handles. I picked them up from Home Depot as well, very affordable. I think they're maybe $4 or $5 a piece. For both nightstands, I ended up spending only $35 to redo them both. So instead of spending $200 or more a piece on a new nightstands, I don't know, I thought this was a really good alternative, definitely a really good DIY that turned out. So the last step I'm doing is taking this little flexible white trim that I picked up from Home Depot as well. That's where everything is from. I took this little hand saw and just cut to size on the pieces on how I wanted them to fit on the front of the drawer. So it cut through this pretty easily, so if you guys have a hand saw, it definitely will work. It's very flexible and thin, so it will do the job. So here I'm just measuring up the piece I already cut and drawing a line to where I need to cut the next piece. So I just took both of these pieces and put it on the front of each drawer. So each drawer had 2 pieces. So the way I applied this was with wood glue, and then I clamped them with a clamper. These I already had previously, but you can easily get these from Home Depot as well. And that is pretty much it for these. It's super easy and just definitely a good DIY if you want to save some money. Alright guys, so far I got the tops done and then the handles done, and now I just added some trim to the front of the drawers. I'm going to leave them overnight to dry. So I just used that wood glue, and then I clamped down the trim with some clamps I've already had. You can get those at Home Depot. I've just had them previously for wanting to like hang up backgrounds for YouTube videos and stuff, so I'm really glad I already had those. But they're super affordable if you guys want to go ahead and pick them up. But I'm so excited. They're pretty much done. All I have left to do is to add the top coat to the top of the nightstands. I think it's polyurethane or whatever it's called. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's just protective gloss. So if you guys want to sit cups or drinks or whatever on top of the nightstands, you guys can. So that is pretty much it.